think I'm making a movie. It's been a long time since I made a movie. I've been kind of under the weather or down a little bit for the last 4.5 months with a back issue. They did a procedure a week ago Thursday, and I feel probably 75% better and on a lot of drugs. So between all that, we're hopefully getting better. I went ahead and rented with the option to buy this machine. This thing's an excellent machine. It really makes wood fast. My issue wasn't the money, because I know they cost a lot of money and I don't sell firewood. So when you're looking to purchase one of these things, if you're looking to make money, I don't know, it's your own decision whether you can make money or not on it. But mine wasn't to make money on it. Mine was to make my job easier. In other words, if I can put a log in there, and that's why that was one of the big reasons that I got this thing in. I can't pick up stuff right now the way I had been. I was getting behind on my wood pile, and it's so important to get cured, dried wood that I wanted to get ahead and get a stack and get it drying for the winter. That pile there is mostly red oak, and everybody says it takes 2 years to dry, and maybe some of those bigger pieces it would, but when I put green wood on a scale and let it sit and dry, which you can see that in other videos, it's done 75% of its drying according to the scale, okay, in the first 3 months, okay, and at that point it's good enough to throw in the old boiler. Some of these pieces are big, you know, so that was one thing also that made me go to this machine. It's got a long conveyor on it, so it gets the wood away from the machine. And if you see the way I got it here, as the pile got bigger, I can just pick up and hook and move it up 5-10 feet. The thing is super easy to move. I thought that might be an issue because I didn't have the hydraulic arms here, but if you just pull that pin, raise that leg up, it doesn't go all the way to the ground. It stops at a point. You can pick them up and you can move this machine, and you know, by the time it probably take you longer to hook your machine up to it than it takes to move this machine. So they thought out real good on that when they made that. The controls are real good. I'm sure you've seen those in other things, and you can see what the different controls do. You can watch the wood guy. He's got one of these and it works real well for him. I don't have any idea what all that stuff does, and I don't need to get into that. This is a SC14, which I don't know what the SC stands for, other than I guess it means something to somebody. I think this is a longer one than normal, because I see the wood guys and it looks like from the gas tank to out there is an extra 3 or 4 feet. So I think this is a extra long one, because I think they only supposed to come with two of those, and this one's got 3. So I think this is a bigger machine than standard. It's also got the electric winch, which I didn't think, it didn't make any difference to me whether it had it, but it sure is convenient to have it when you're doing it. All the wood, I was using a 4-way wedge, and I'll tell you what, most of it was red oak. There was one piece of pin oak in there that was knotty and gnarly, and that thing just went through all of it. It never hesitated going through anything that I put in there. Once you get up to about a 16-inch log, you really got to be careful that it doesn't hit right here, and every now and then it would knock the chain guard door open a hair, but nothing. 16 is max on this thing. You know, lengthwise, I don't remember how long it is, but you can hang a log pretty far off the end if you got one, which isn't a problem. I find it better to put the small end in first, because then as it's coming in, I can raise the 4-way wedge up. If you run the small end, the big end first, sometimes the pieces would get stuck underneath there and you couldn't get them out as easy. But I also found that if you, because I'm not splitting to make it small, if you split a big one, this piece here and this piece here with this down are right large, you can just grab this one and pull it back and then shoot it through, and that made things a lot easier. That was one, I don't know if it's a trick or way I did it. If you had a person on the other side, they could pull the other one back also. That's up to you. I didn't really need that much small wood because, like I said, I'm running in a boiler, so most of that's fairly big. I'm trying not to pan to make you seasick. It's been, like I said, a long time since I made a movie. Another thing that I learned, when you get to the end, they have a tendency to roll off. So if you bring this arm down to just a ½ inch above the log, it won't roll off. That'll protect you from rolling off and flipping it down, because I did that once and said, man, there's got to be a better way, and so I said, well, I'll try this, and I wish somebody had told me that prior to using it, because I dropped a big one in there, and you can go over to the other side and you can pull it out, but that's physical work, and it's hard for me to walk, and it's hard for me to, well, I'm not even going to try to pick up a log. I rolled it out of there. Makes a standard you're working with firewood mess. It's got the mess under there, and it's got the chips and all that stuff. That's pretty much, I don't care what you do, you're going to get that. But the machine really worked well. It's got a little Kohler engine on it. I don't know what size it is. We'll walk over there and take a look at it. I showed you it running, but I got my hours on it. I'm about ready to take it up and pressure wash and get it ready for the next guy. Good stable here. They got the leg there with a pin, and you put that one down to level it out, and then put that one, I put that one down. I don't know the proper procedure in this. Let's see if this thing says what it is. Service done. It was done before that, because it's got 347 on there. I got 362 on it right now. It takes its oil for its chain out of here. When I ran it on a hot day, it got just a little bit more warm than I wanted it to get. So I just shut it down for a while, and it really didn't make any difference, you know, because like I said, I did not get this to go fast. I'm retired. I got all the time in the world. I didn't get it because of the cost, or didn't look at it because of the cost. I looked at it for labor saving. How much, because I just can't do what I used to be able to do, you know, 6 months ago. 6 months ago, it was just, you know, just bull work. And here's where, you know, you get one too long, and you'd have to knock the ends of it. But this one here, you can see that it's got a crook to it. The machine really doesn't like stuff like that a whole lot, which is not the machine's fault. It's just the way it is. Now maybe if you got a great big machine, it would take that through. But I think cost per output, all that kind of stuff, I think this machine does real well. It's a real well made machine. It's just, you know, whoever designed this thing, you know, these going up the way they do, or you know, it was just a well designed machine, and I think you're getting a lot of bang for your buck for this thing. I went through all my logs to get everything done. I guess I'll zoom over. You can kind of see them. I think I can zoom in. Let me think. Yeah, you can see some of the logs over there. That's some Cadillac wood in there. And I had to go through all the logs to figure out what would go in the machine and what wouldn't go in the machine. That's my large wooden box. That's for chunks and hunks. Anything, I run everything through there. If I come through the end, I run it through too. And if it won't go in a stack, or even if I get a piece that doesn't stack right, it goes in what I call my chunks and hunks box. And I got boards on the front, and as I put more boards on it here going across, and they add up, and that's generally what I burn first. Haven't done any work on the sawmill, just been too laid up to do that, which kind of aggravates me. This being down, I find it hard to walk. That was the hardest thing for me to do on this machine, was stand there and pull the levers. It just hurt too bad. But when I was sawing some of these chunks up, you know, I'm using an old light chainsaw, and that really didn't bother me as much as just standing there running the machine. It's not the machine's fault. The machine worked great. So anyhow, this is a quick video trying to get wood together before it gets too late and won't dry. I got a couple stacks over there. Let me see if I can zoom in again. And then I might have to focus. Got a couple crates over there. It's hard to imagine that I had, oh, I better get back to where I was. Hard to imagine that last year I had all these full. I had all these full, and there's some in the back that I had full too. There's a wood splitter. We'll be using that pretty soon, and I'll probably pull this one. You've seen, I took it down to a friend's house. I think before next week I'll probably set that up, but I got to show how I do the wood. I don't pick it up, so it's rolled in the bucket, bring it over the wood splitter, and I keep telling everybody, get a table, get a table, get a table. So it'll have a table on it, and I'll have to do that. I keep meaning to do that. I don't very often have a helper to do my camera. It's just a one-man crew. Same with that machine. Okay. It was just me running that machine. It was nobody else, and that's how it is here. There's one person you can depend on. It's yourself. So, you know, stack the wood in, put the wood up. All that stuff is just a one-man crew here. That's the old Big Bob, I guess, is wood guy calls it. It works pretty good. I have the big tires on it, and those tires turn. If you knew it was an A300, and you can see I've been working here, and the ground didn't. I don't even have all the grass scuffed up, and I've been working here, I don't know, for a few days. I guess I got the machine came in, I got rained out. Then the next day I got rained out. Then the next day I got rained out. And last night I finally got to use the machine, and it did good. So that's it for the video today. I'll try to get another one as I'm feeling better. Thank you now. Bye-bye.